Hello and welcome to this very special interview at CTSNet. My name is Joel Dunning and I'm delighted to be here with Ahmad Al-Khaddour. Ahmad Al-Khaddour is not like the rest of us cardiac surgeons. He has his normal daily job, but Ahmad Al-Khaddour works for the Damascus University Hospital. He is the current practicing surgeon in Syria. So Ahmad, thank you very much for joining us. I believe you're actually joining us from Damascus. So the first thing I really want to know is, what is life like in your everyday practice over there in Damascus?
First of all, thank you very much for this opportunity, Joel, and thank you for remembering us in Damascus, in this remote place now. Thank you very much, and I appreciate it to pass my message here from Damascus. As you know, I left England last August after I spent 17 years in England, different hospitals. After I trained in cardiothoracic surgery and qualified from the Royal College of Surgeons intercollegiate exam, FRCS. So I picked up this post last August as a consultant cardiac surgeon in Damascus University Hospital. It's a difficult time we've been running this through here in Damascus because of the general situation of the Syrian crisis. But Damascus itself is well controlled by the Syrian government, and it's safe to some extent. It's to some extent is a normal life in Damascus, apart from the effect of the general situation, which affect everybody here in Syria. For example, the sanctions, the American sanctions affect the medical system very badly and affected normal people from getting the required medical services and the right medicine and the right medical equipment for everybody. So we found it very difficult to buy all this equipment to run our hospitals. But we try to manage. We try to manage in the middle of this crisis. I've been working in one of the main units at Damascus University. We've got 2 units at Damascus University Hospital. We're performing at Damascus University possibly 1,500 cases a year so far. Mostly is coronary artery disease and rheumatic valve disease. And it's a good experience for me because I found it is a little bit different practice from what I've been training in England. I found the pathology of coronary disease is different from the pathology of the coronary disease which we found in England. I don't know the type of food or the weather or people don't drink alcohol might affect the type of triglyceride or cholesterol. But definitely I found myself been doing a lot of endarterectomy, and I myself developed my own technique with endarterectomy. I end up doing long anastomosis, graft coronary anastomosis, or patching the coronary artery with long patch, and then putting the vein or the memory on this patch. In order to clean the coronary artery from this aceroma without affecting or dissecting the coronary arteries. So that's something with the coronary disease. And lately we were thinking to introduce this new technique which is it's been developing in the world for the last few years, like TAVI technique or minimal invasive. But as I said to you, the obstacle is how to get this equipment from big companies into Syrian market. We found it is difficult because of the sanctions. So now we decided in our unit to make like manufacturing unit, small unit, and we're trying to do a lot of things which we can use in our things. We need to manufacture it ourselves. For example, now we are in the middle of a project to harvest bovine pericardium, to use it in heart surgery in aortic root surgery or in closing ASD or BSD. So in order not to buy this bovine pericardium with high price, we found it is much cheaper just to harvest it locally and clean it and sterilize it. And once we achieve this, we're hoping to do a lot of things from this bovine pericardium. We're thinking to make a valve on table from this bovine pericardium, and we're thinking to make a stent on table to put a valve on a stent. And I'm running a few research on this. Hopefully, we're doing in a process now to do some animal studies, and that's hopefully once that's achieved, we can proceed to next stage of human studies. So that's what we are at the moment here in Damascus.
And how do people actually get their heart surgery? Are a lot of people not even getting heart surgery? And do people have to pay themselves? And what do people do if they cannot afford it?
Before the Syrian crisis, we got a private system and we got a public system, health service. The private service has vanished during this crisis. Nobody can afford a private practice unless some charity sponsor it. In public health services, because all the hospitals in the cities where the war, north of the country, the trouble is, Aleppo and eastern part of the country, all the hospitals ruined in that area. So all patients who need the treatment or operation needs to come to Damascus basically or to the coast area. And that's put a high pressure on Damascus hospital and the coast area hospitals. In these public hospitals in Damascus, some of these hospitals, they charge the cost of the procedure, some are free of charge. For example, the cost of coronary disease in my hospital is about, for coronary, is pure coronary, is about £2,000 sterling pound. That's the cost of the equipment basically. We ask the patient to pay for that to have their operation quick. A lot of patients cannot afford these £2,000. They go to charity organization, get sponsored, and then get referred to us. The other unit, which is affiliated to Damascus University, which is free of charge, where they do more cases than our unit, the waiting list is about 6 to 1 year at that unit. So we're doing our best, as I said to you. A lot of local charities are helping. So the people who wanted heart surgery, they got two options: either to go on waiting list or go for charity, find some funding, and come to our units. And as I said to you, the private practice is vanished, almost vanished. The private practice dropped about 90% during this practice.
And if anybody around the world's watching this video wondering how on earth they could help somebody like yourself in Syria, I mean, what help could people give to you in your current situation?
Well, as I said to you, if you follow the media, the people scared from visiting Damascus, which I found it really is not true. I have organized a meeting last April, and a lot of my colleagues, they are afraid from traveling to Damascus. Also, I reassured them that traveling to Damascus in the middle of this crisis is 100% safe. You can travel through Beirut, and through Beirut by car to the Damascus. This area is controlled by Syrian government, and really is getting to Damascus is quite easy. There is daily flight from Europe to Beirut. So I imagine if anybody wanted to help, welcome to visit Damascus. Bring equipment with you. If you want to do some charity operation in my unit or the other unit, I'm pretty sure all units welcome all our friends from all over the world to come to operate on these people, bring with them whatever they can, because we're struggling to get a lot of equipment because of the sanctions, really. And we end up paying third price, 3 times the price of the actual price, in order to get the valve or to get oxygenators or to get any equipment for centers. So as I said to you, for example, I got one of my bypass machine. We got 2 theater in my hospital. One of the bypass machine is broken last month, and we needed a small what they call it, small unit just to replace. Until now, we're struggling to import it because basically of the sanctions and the cost. So people can help. They're welcome to help. They welcome to visit Damascus. If they cannot visit in Damascus, they can send whatever equipment. If they're in their hospital, like I got a few friends in England. They helped me personally. They got like expired valve or expired equipment to do with heart surgery. They cannot use it in England. Here, we have to use it. We inform the patient. We consent the patient because this equipment's been expired, but we re-sterilize it here and it looks perfectly well. You happy to use it? Patients say yes, because they cannot afford. So by this way, I think if you're willing, if the hospital, Western hospital, willing to help, if they got like any expired tools or equipment, they don't use it in their hospital, they want to ship it to our hospital, they are most welcome. Or as I said, everybody is keen to visit Damascus. I reassure that is 100% safe to visit Damascus, and they can operate on all specialties. We got Damascus University Hospital, one of the modern hospital, and we do a lot of research in these hospitals, still running. As it's not 100% like it was before the crisis, but I say possibly 80%, 70–80% of what it was running before. So that's what I can see help. And if somebody got like power just to convince politicians, Western politicians, that look, these sanctions affected normal people in Syria, poor people in Syria, not going to affect the politician, that will help us lifting sanctions. If we can raise one voice to say, lift the sanction on poor people in Syria. People are dying to death because of lack of medical services, because these rebels or terrorist group which are growing in the eastern part, northern part of the country, throwing or the hospitals and architectures. So we need one voice to fight these terrorists, which could, I hope not, they could reach Damascus if they continue like that, but I hope not. But we left now, after 4 years of this crisis, we left only with Damascus hospitals and the coast area hospitals. And we got a lot of pressure on these hospitals to cover 22 million population.
Well, Ahmad, thank you so much for talking to us. It's been absolutely fabulous. I really do hope that people around the world can help you in some way. I certainly encourage them to get in contact with you. We'll leave a link, perhaps your email, below this video. But certainly our hearts go out to you, and I'm just so impressed with your selflessness to go back to your home country to help these people. So for myself and everybody at CTSNet, I'd just like to say thank you very much for this interview.
Again, I would like to thank you very much, Joel, for this opportunity, just to focus on the situation in Damascus. And I hope we'll see you again in Damascus and you come freely, you and your colleague. I will leave my email, my contact number. If anybody wanted to visit Damascus, to visit our unit, offer any help, they're most welcome. And thank you very much again.